Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I'm addressing a phenomenon that is out there in the world of SEO. Now, this was a phenomenon that I was already familiar with. I'd seen it before, but this person here said, I think that it's time that you talked about the top search result from Toronto SEO. You know what I mean. Please explain. So let's take a look at what's going on here and what this person is referring to. And the title of today's episode is Sometimes Gimmicks Actually Work, but there's a reason why you wouldn't want to use them. Because sometimes you can rank number one and completely not deserve to rank number one. All right, so as you can see, there's this result when I Google Toronto SEO, and it's Toronto SEO Expert, and it looks like it's on Amazon S3. So when we go there, this is what we see. This is the page. Now, all I can really think that this is a SEO experiment just to see what will work. Now, it's a plain web page. It looks like it probably loads pretty fast since it's on Amazon S3, and it's basically just a plain text page. You have a H1 of Toronto SEO. In a paragraph. You have H2 of SEO Toronto. You mention SEO services, experts, search engines, all the types of words that you want to put in there. Google, Yahoo, Bing, SEO specialists in Toronto. All these things are being mentioned. Then you have H3s, Toronto SEO Expert, Toronto SEO Agency, Toronto SEO Consultant, SEO Expert Toronto in the paragraph. So it's basically like this is a formula. H1 paragraph, H2 paragraph, H3s with paragraphs. Then the page, this page is a little odd, but now it really gets odd. Now we've got all these links. These are like Google links. And you can see that these are all links with exact match anchor text to the keywords that you're trying to rank for. Very interesting. But these all seem to go. Let's see where they actually go. Goes to these Google Sites page. These are Google Sites. So if you go back and watch the video that we did on Google Stacks, and basically this is what it is. You're gonna see that it's all about using Google Sites, Google Sheets, Google custom maps, Google Docs, all these different things. This is Google Stacks in effect right here. So this is all these different links here. My page to load. So all these different links, like right here in this section, they all go to Google Sites. So these all are keyword rich, of course. They have the same types of formulas here. It's just text and the keyword stuffed. So you see this little map here. You see this little bit here. And then you see all this here with all these links here. So all these different things, these are all like little Google Sites here. And there appear to be a whole bunch of these. And then these all link to different pages in these particular sites. And again, same formula. They have the H1, H2s, paragraphs, and all this. So this is a formula here. I mean, and this is not the worst way to prove a point about what Google is looking for as far as keywords in certain headings, keywords in the body text, experimenting with keyword density, and experimenting with Google stacking and all this. And you can see here's an embed of a Google Sheet right there. You got all these links here. So this is all basically interlinked here. Oh, look, here's an embedded Google Doc on this Google site. So, this is what it is, right? So all these link to different Google sites. They don't appear to link back to this Amazon page. But what we have is we have all these different subsites that I'm showing you now, like here, like these different ones. So once again, these are all links here to the different Google sites that are now embedded as iframes further down on the page. Like I said, I think this is more just a page to experiment with what will actually work in Google as far as ranking. There's keyword stuffing galore. There's not any design here whatsoever. It's just plain text. There's a bunch of links to Google Sites, and then the Google Sites are embedded in the page. And you have Google Drive embedded, a custom Google Map embedded in the page. All these different things, Google Sheets, Google Lists, all this crap. Does it work? Yes. Well, I mean, obviously it's ranking number 1, right? It's ranking number 1. The weird thing is, most of the time when you see an example like this, usually when you're Googling Toronto SEO or whatever, Sacramento SEO, New York SEO, Houston SEO, Philadelphia SEO, it really doesn't matter. But most of the time, this 3-pack map is going to be at the top of the page. And in this case, for whatever reason, it's down at the bottom of the page. It's actually the last thing on the page. But there's an interesting thing here that I noticed. This person that set up this site at the top result, they're nowhere in the Google map. They're not on page 1 of the Google map for Toronto. They're not here at all. They're not in page 2. They're not in page 3 as far as I could tell. They absolutely are not in the Google map at all. But the Google map is at the bottom of the page. So they have found a way to basically completely over-optimize this page with every gimmick in the world. And yeah, maybe that works for Toronto SEO. And like I said, he's number 1 for Toronto SEO. And there's a lot of people trying to get that. But I think the bigger point is, yes, you can rank number 1 for a term like this. But most companies that I know, if they click on this, are they going to hire this person? Probably not. An enterprise level company like a General Electric, a Tesla, Procter and Gamble, a Chase Bank, something like that, they're not going to hire this person for SEO because this person is showing they know how to work gimmicks, and that's great. That's awesome. He has proved that Google has flaws. Because I think we can all say that this page probably does not deserve to rank number 1. All it is keyword text and embedded iframes of Google Stacks, Google Sites, Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Custom Maps. That's what Google stacking is, by the way. But normally you point all this toward like one site instead of embedding it. But like I said, I don't believe that anybody that's running a serious company is going to hire this person. Maybe they will. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a lot of people hire this person. They're impressed that they got to number 1 for Toronto SEO. But let's look at some of the other results here because let's just take a look too with that. So the number 2 result, Develomark. Now they're a company out of Connecticut. I'm a little bit familiar with them. They've tried to rank for different cities all over the place. They kind of have a cut and paste page. We've looked at their site in the past before. But you have like this little free audit thing here. You have some trust logos. Looks like this page is a little different than the last time I seen it. They had kind of a template page, but this is ranking number 2 for Toronto SEO. Not really any mention of Toronto, and again, they're not based in Toronto. They don't rank in the map for Toronto because they're not in Toronto. But they have a lot of different pages like this where they get leads from, which is great. Good for them. But they're not based in Toronto. They're actually in Connecticut. This one here, let's take a look. A Nerd's World. Okay, so they have different packages that they offer for SEO. Seems pretty reasonable. These are pretty reasonable things here. Let's see if they're based in Toronto. Toronto must be a really weird place for SEO. Very strange. Looks like they might be based in Toronto. All right. Indeed. Looks like they are in Looks like they are in Toronto. So that's pretty awesome. So that's the first result that's actually in Toronto. They're at number 3. Yep, they're in Toronto. Okay. So top 2 results. Top one, we'll call this the SEO experiment. This one, again, they're just trying to rank different pages. This one's actually in Toronto. Very interesting, that the map is like way down at the bottom. I've never seen that in this type of result. These people, are they in Toronto? Maybe. Looks like they have a picture of Toronto here. This is the Toronto skyline, right? So it looks like they're trying to rank for different cities. Here's all the different cities in Canada, US. Here's the different ones you're trying to rank for. So, let's see if where they're actually located. Yep, looks like they are actually in Toronto. So, there's probably different ones that could rank higher than this. I think this is just a glitch in Google, and obviously Google can be gamed. Google is not omnipotent. I think this really kind of proves this. Like, people think that Google always, every single time, gives the best result, the top ranking. And this is kind of proof that you can definitely black hat SEO your way, and you can gimmick your way to number 1. But again, that's not going to convert versus some of the other websites that we're up here. This site probably is not going to convert as well, even though it is number 1. Go back and watch the video that we did called the Google Paradox. Google definitely can be gamed into all kinds of things. Maybe at some point Google will change this and actually tweak their algorithm to where it is not so easily swayed by this type of experiment. But that's all I can really think that this is basically somebody experimenting, trying to see what they can get by with Google. I think it's interesting to look at. It's interesting to analyze. I don't know that a page like that is going to convert so well. And I don't think it really is, very trustworthy. But hey, it's number 1. So I would love to hear what you think. Just because a site ranks number 1, does it matter how it looks? Does it matter if it looks completely gimmicky? Do you trust the site more if it doesn't look like plain text and a bunch of iframes? It's a SEO experiment. I'd love to hear. Put it in comments below. My name's John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. I'm here every single day making videos on SEO. Thanks to all the new subscribers who have come on recently. I really do appreciate it. That's it for now. I'll be here tomorrow, and until next time, peace.